Hey folks, welcome back to Dan's Auto Diagnostics and Repair. Today we're working on a trailer. The customer called me about the trailer not having any brakes, and let me show you what I was working on in front. I wasn't gonna film this, but I figured, you know what, something might get a little funny here. So this is a new whip, brand new. I got some photos of the old one I'll post up here. This is the beginning stages here. I did hook this black to black here, and it didn't work out. This purple is a reverse light wire. This thing doesn't have any reverse lights or anything, and this is power. So that should this black should actually go to here, and I should get power on here. But none of that's happening, so I just cut him for now. He just wants the brakes working, and he did say something about having to recharge the battery. I'm going to try to fix that up for him to where the truck is charging the battery back here. But what's most important is getting these brakes going on. So we're going to do that today, and I'm going to bring you along. As you can see, I had to bring just about the whole shop. I got the Badland jack, my favorite jack, and a bunch of tools, electrical and mechanical. So let's get after it. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if the electric brake works. This is the power coming from the trailer. We got a battery in here, and here on this pin, that's our brakes, which is our blue wire. So I'm essentially just connecting power to the power brakes, giving it full beans. We jacked it up. Okay, we can see that that turns. The whip that I put on yesterday has these neat little indicator lights. So what I'm going to do now is connect power to the brakes. Let me get my tripod. All right, we're going to hook power up to the trailer brake pin, which is this one right here. Uh-oh. Yeah, that should be it. Uh-oh. Yeah. Okay. Just a lot of sparking going on. You can see that little red light where it says EB, that's electric brake. So now we're going to go back and see if the tire still turns with this hooked up. All right, that's it. That brake is on. Those brakes are working. All right, I took the trailer down off the jack, hooked everything up, and I tried the brakes, and they're not working. I noticed that inside at the brake controller, the light went dim. I also checked this back here. That little light that's supposed to be on when you hit the brakes was also dim. There's the brake controller. You can see this little LED light doesn't shine bright. Okay. Now I'm going to disconnect. If I can do this with one hand. Okay, I'm going to disconnect from the trailer. And now hit it. Nice bright light. So something's happening. When I give it direct power from the trailer, that little jumper I did right here from the power to the brakes, everything worked fine. But for some reason, when it's hooked into here, it's causing a problem. So I got to figure out what's going on. I'm hooked up to the trailer again, and I'm just going through the blinkers and hazards and everything, making sure everything works back here. And I noticed this thing is going fast, as if a bulb is out or something. And you notice over here, you know, these lights, the tail lights were all rigged up to run off of this 7-pin connector. So I don't know if something funky in the wiring's happening. Here's our little indicator for our blinkers and everything, so that's all good. But it's not liking whatever's running right now. So there's some kind of resistance issue. I don't know if that's causing the brake issue, but that's what we got to figure out. So taking a look here at the trailer module, trailer brake module, whatever it is, I can see some green crusties in there. Now nothing's connected, but I'm wondering if something should be connected. Something should be connected in there for the tail lights. That should be going here. We do have our license plate light. That's shining nice and bright. But we don't have these lights going because they're connected to this. I'm thinking, I'm gonna have to look up a wiring diagram, but I'm thinking this should be connected into some connector in here. And maybe it's not getting the right resistance because it's not plugged in and it's causing this problem. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. So I did a little research on our brake controller we have in here. That guy. And found out that it's only good for 2 axles. We have 3 axles on this trailer. So had to go out and buy me another one. This is the Impulse. Only thing they had in stock, only person that had it. So we're gonna wire this up and try again. Not even any screws in here. That makes that easy. You get some tools to take this off. Just a 7mm here, and another 7mm here, and then we can pull this down. All right, the 7mm bolts are out. Should come right down. And that's it. Truck plow. I gotta figure out the wiring back there. Well, it looks like they clipped the connector off. That would have made this a plug and play. Now we can't use this or buy a harness that would hook up into this because they've clipped it off. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to clip this off and do the same kind of gig here and just wire it up. All my heat shrink butt splices are on. My heat shrink's ready. I clipped the ends. I just got to strip them and crimp them, and then use the propane torch to heat shrink, to set the heat shrink, because I lost my other torch. Well, it's broken, doesn't work. Like an idiot, I didn't stagger the splices. Now there's going to be this fat wad, but going up under the dash, you'll never be able to tell. Still stupid. Yeah, I found me my little torch. Let me try that. Found a little torch anyway. Oh, come on. All right, fail. Take 2. Yeah, it does the job, but I think I like my propane torch better. Just got to go a little easy. Probably should have tested everything before I did all that, but I'll just I'll do it on the heat shrinks. Uh-oh. Melted some of my heat shrink. Look at that. Well, we'll see if we can slide those on. All right, I got that all hooked up. Let's see what we got here. Alright. I'm gonna have to set you guys up. Alright, I'm gonna set you guys up there. You tell me if this light right here is nice and bright. Hitting the brakes now. Now I'm gonna hit the brakes on the controller. That's full on, full off. All right, I couldn't see what happened, but if that's brighter, success. Have to take her for a test rip. Let's see here. All right, here's the new brake controller. I'm gonna press on the brake, gradually going down. Hopefully you can see that it is activating nice and slow. So let's take her for a rip. I don't even have to leave the lot to know she's working great. We got a good test right here in the parking lot. All right, got her in drive. I got the brake controller in hand. Okay, we're moving. I'm not even gonna hit the brake. I'm just gonna hit this brake. Yep, that locks right up. So that is working great. I can stop it with the trailer brake. We're golden. All right, the only thing left to do is to set up the gain and boost and get it working good with the trailer. Make sure that the trailer isn't braking too much to where it's pulling, and not enough to where it's not stopping, and the truck's doing all the stopping. So we'll work all that out, get our settings dialed in, and be good to go. Got to put his truck back together, of course. Get a bracket, hang that, and finish up our heat shrinks, and should be good to go. All right, there we have it, folks. All sucked up. I had to slice it a little bit to get it down because I heat shrunk it, but my connector don't start till here, so we're all good through here. I'll tape it up, put it back in the harness, and put the bracket on. There we go, folks. Finished product on that. No, maybe not. I gotta tuck that up in there. All right, there. Finished product. I'll get some zip ties on that. Okay, I'm back here tightening up the whip. First, I went over it with a rubber tape. Keep the weather out. And then you go over it with a nice electrical tape, 3M tape. I don't have 3M, but I'm using what I got. But you should use a good 3M tape and a rubber tape here for weather. All right, there's finished product there. This is all working. He'll have to figure out how he's going to arrange that in here. I got the brake controller set on 30. Boom, 30. And that seems to be good for what we got going on now. Once he gets a heavier load, he may want to increase it, but that'll be up to him. But for now, that's it. Let me get that. And the lighting's never good. All right, that's it for this one. We're out of here. I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.